Hey everybody, Johnny B. Good here, located somewhere in Illinois. Not exactly where. Pretty hard to tell where I am right now. But anyway, local time here is 2:22 p.m. I am traveling on Highway 52 South. Just got off at Interstate 80 in Joliet, taking 53 and 52 South. Currently on 52. I am on my way to Urbana, Illinois. Urbana is located somewhere around Champaign, Illinois. I was gonna take 80 to 57, take 57 South, possibly go mess around over there at the Petro in Moni, but I don't know. I thought I'd get off the big road, stay on this little road here, have a little fun filming and anyway, right now I have about, let's see, I only have 3 hours and 50 minutes. 3 hours and 50 minutes to drive. And before I gotta take a 10-hour break. What I would like to do is get down to Urbana and somewhere nearby within 3 miles of Super Value. We are scheduled to deliver at 4 a.m. I think I only had 2 deliveries tomorrow. Then the next one is in Dale, Indiana, and a couple more, and I think it finals in Kentucky. Certainly the weather in Kentucky be better than this, right? Hopefully so. Once again, the camera is still a hit and miss. I can tell you this much, it's not the battery, because I had 2 battery packs for this, and I always alternate them, and same result. Also that I had 2 memory card, same result. I really think that it is the unit itself overheating internally. No, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna take it back to the Sony Center, have them worry about it. I could honestly say I've never been on this road before. Okay, what are we doing? Why does Sandy wants me to make a left? sign says Kankakee to the right, so we're going to Kankakee. I think Sandy wants me to go back to Interstate 80. Hey, any of you out there want to volunteer of riding with me for a couple of hours or a day? Don't worry, you'll be earning your keeps. I got a job for you guys. While I drive, you sit back there in the bunk and hunt every ticking, knocking noise. And hunt it down. Search and destroy. Well, not destroy. Whatever's making noise back there, hot glue it. A little bit more snow, this could turn out to be a whiteout. Blue, stay on your lane, Blue. Don't you be drifting on me, Blue. This is not the time to be showing off, Blue. I think I just heard Blue say, "Where is my lane? I can't see where I'm going." I think I'm gonna need to wear a pair of sunglasses. Yeah, I definitely need to wear a pair of sunglasses. It'll be snow blind pretty soon. Oh, that is better. So right now, according to Sandy, we are at 132 miles to Urbana. If I don't stop anywhere, 3 hours should be doable at this speed. I hope. But even then, it's still early enough. Oh, what are these guys doing? I don't know. Should I have stayed on the big road or not? Either or, right? We're here, make the best of it. are the snowplows. Hey, is it me or I think at one time I saw Massachusetts do this. The state actually hired four-wheel drive pickup trucks with snowplows. Now this is just kind of a guessing thing, but from what I thought I saw was the state of Massachusetts around Boston hired all the four-wheelers around the neighborhood or around the state, either paid them with gas, a certain amount of money, and they were out there snow plowing the road. There were hundreds of four-wheel drive pickup trucks out there plowing the highway. I thought that was pretty amazing. There's got to be thousands of snow plows around this area, right? During a state of emergency, do 5 or 8 snow plows in a group. You have a leader, that way you don't create a chaos to who's the boss. And just let them plow this thing. I don't know if that would come out cheaper or more expensive. Probably more expensive. Okay, welcome to Manhattan. How in the world did I end up in Manhattan? What? Oh jeez, somebody zipped me to Manhattan. Oh, Smokey Bear. Actually, it's a city kitty. Now, Blue, just because the speed limit says 45, that doesn't mean you can do 45, Blue. Back it down, Blue. You're such a show-off, Blue. Hey, UPS, keep it on your lane. He was probably saying the same thing. Hey, WEL, keep it in your lane. I think it's safe to say that I am lost. But I have full tank of fuel. Well, Blue does. Sorry, Blue. Blue has full tank of fuel, full tank of DEF, and Blue's confidence in me is just overwhelming. So what can go wrong? The problem is, Blue, I have no confidence in myself. It's all about grace, Blue. All about grace. Driven by faith, riding on grace. There you go. That's a pretty nice slogan, right? Driven by faith, fueled by grace. Sandy's going nuts. Sandy has no idea what to do. What? What's the name of this town? Good news is we're still on Highway 52. I hope you guys can see through the windshield. Okay, post office of Manhattan, Illinois. It is. We are in Manhattan. The Manhattan Firehouse. Hey, Google that for me, will ya? Manhattan Firehouse. First Bank of Manhattan. Mannheim Plumbing. Cutting Zone Barbershop. A few times in my driving career, which I have managed to, by grace, I'll manage to drive the storm and show up to the shipping or receiving mighty proud, only to learn that they were not there because they're all snowed in. This is beginning to be a little bit whiteoutish kind of a thing. Whitey. Yeah, I've managed to show up where nobody else could. Uh-oh, that snowplow's gonna go to the ditch. Speaking of snowplow going to the ditch, I actually saw a snowplow go down way down like a 50-foot, 100-foot embankment. It was a total whiteout, and the guy just had no clue where the edge of the road was. And next thing I know, he was way down there. That's how bad it is. I mean, if a snowplow goes down the ditch, it's time to quit. I actually was, I said, well, I can handle this. And by the time I got to the highway, it got so bad I couldn't tell what's in front of my hood. And I had no idea where I was. Either I was on the incoming lane or near the ditch or nowhere. And by the time I decided I had enough, I didn't know where I was. I didn't want to park where I was because I didn't want anybody to hit me from behind. And guess where that was? Somewhere around Erie, Pennsylvania. Oh, I would love to be driving around with a four-wheel drive right now. Something about a four-wheel drive, right? Just real fun driving four-wheel drive on the snow. Whoa, Blue. Jeez, Blue. That was a close one, Blue. problem with pedaling loads like this is if you miss one, then you're gonna have to reschedule the whole load. But if it works right, you can actually make pretty good money. And a great sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. If you guys are having a hard time looking for the road or where the road is, that makes both of us. Well, three. Blue, me, and you. Thank you for moving over. I really don't feel like exchanging paints. Neither does Blue. Blue likes her paint. She doesn't want to share her paint to nobody. I think this is the good time where this camera should be behind me. But too late to mess with it now. Ambulance. You know, I just looked at my instrument panel for a second, and by the time I got back, my eyes back on the road, I actually got lost for a moment there. It doesn't take long to lose where you are. Yeah, I think this is a good time to find a place to park. And I think Blue concurs on that one. Right, Blue? So here's $1 million question I've been asking for 20 years. Why is it that it's always the driver's side windshield of all makes and models of all trucks that's always freezing up? Rarely does the passenger windshield gets all messed up. It's always the driver's side windshield that gets all messy. Either it's a one-piece window like this, a one-piece window windshield, or a two-piece like Peterbilt or Freightliner, or it doesn't seem to matter. It just the dark trees are actually helping to minimize the whiteout. That's pretty nice. It's not so glary right now because of all these trees. Blue just whispered she wants to go to Key West. You want to run to Key West there, Blue? Oh, 52. Ooh, we better get off here. Oof. We almost went straight. Thanks, Blue. Luckily, Blue caught it. I would have gotten lost again. So, where are we? Here's something I kind of came up with this morning. See if you guys agree with this. There it goes. Now, everyone out there has seen Forrest Gump, right? I mean, we've all seen the movie Forrest Gump. I mean, seriously. Even the most remote people around the world have seen Forrest Gump. But if you haven't, then I guess it's not really going to make sense. But for those of you who have seen Forrest Gump, the scene that I'm talking about is where Forrest Gump and Bubba, where Bubba got shot, and Forrest runs all the way to the river to safety. Once he got there, he found out Bubba was not there. So because Forrest loved Bubba so much, he went back to find Bubba. On his way back, every time he goes back, he always finds somebody on the trail on the way back to Bubba. He finds a little, another buddy of his in his platoon all wounded. Well, he has no choice but to pick up that wounded, bring him to safety. He goes back out, try to find Bubba again. And once again, he finds another wounded soldier begging for help. Puts a soldier on his shoulder, all the way to safety back to the riverbank. And the process keeps going over and over. Finally, he goes back to find Bubba. So he picks up Bubba, brings Bubba to the river to safety. Unfortunately, Bubba dies. Well, it seems to me that Forrest did not pick up those guys because of those guys. He picked up those guys because, well, for the sake that he loved Bubba so much. It was his love for Bubba that caused him to find and pick up those wounded soldiers along the way. It seems to me that when it comes to Christianity, let me repeat that. Those soldiers that are wounded, that Forrest picked up, were somewhat the byproduct of Forrest's love for Bubba. They just benefited because of Forrest Loves Poor Bubba, and because of that, they were saved. Well, it seems to me that when it comes to salvation and Christianity, it's the love between the Father and the Son. See, the Father loves the Son so much, and the Son loves the Father so much, that it's not really, Jesus did not really die on the cross for us per se, directly. It was his love for his Father that he did, because there's really nothing about human to be loved, nothing about us that is lovable. Does that make sense at all? That just came up with me this morning. I don't know. Here's another one for you. When I say the name Judas Iscariot, Judas, the one that betrayed Jesus, we all kind of shun him, and rightly so. He betrayed the God of the universe. I mean, from what I understand, which I kind of agree, the deepest of the deepest, very deepest, lowest pit in hell is where Judas is. There's nobody else that can descend lower than Judas. He's not even fit to climb a notch to where Satan's pit is. That's how bad his punishment is. Hey, Blue, if we ever get into a ditch, don't fret, Blue. There's a wrecker right in front of us, Blue. Of course, we'll have to come up with $800-900, but we could always call Eric. Hey, Eric, I'm gonna need your business card. God forbid if I find myself in a ditch, I'll give you a call. There you go. Anyway, back to where I was saying. We all kind of hate him and despise him and all kind of negative feelings about Judas, right? But in a certain way, now this is just my opinion, okay? This is not anything out of the Bible, nor I claim to be in authority in this. This is just my own stupidity idea. It seems to me that in a small little way, all of us owe a bit